Like when you're reading the comic book, a good example is in when Harley Quinn goes off on her own and she teams up with Poison Ivy for a little while, and Harley Quinn is dressed up as Poison Ivy at one point to break the Joker out of Arkham Asylum, and then later on in the comic, Poison Ivy dresses as Harley Quinn to, you know, save Harley's butt from getting blown up by the Joker. And Harley says to her later, "God, I wouldn't have put on that costume. If I had a figure like yours, I would never cover it up." So Ivy's just she's very comfortable with her body. She's very natural. So you got to get like the open movements with her. It's a lot of classic pinup, you know, over the head. It's a lot of hips. It's a lot of the over the shoulder back shots, things like that. And when you're as exposed as Ivy is, you have to be able to be like, well, I have to present myself with grace and with strength, but never cross that line of being trashy. Ivy would never sit, you know, slumped. She would never have her legs ajar or parted. She's very poised, and that's where her power comes from, is from her physique. And she's going to make sure that you see that. So whether she's sitting, if she's walking, it's very fluid. It's very, it's like walking into the garden and the flowers are just kind of swaying with the breeze. That's Ivy. But when you're doing something like Harley Quinn, it's very fun. You know, it's the little poses. It's very Betty Boop. You know, or if you're doing the Pink Ranger, you know, it's the power poses, it's the gymnast, it's the, you know, she's an archer, she's very strong, she's very lean, but at the same time, the Pink Ranger is very covered up, so you're not gonna see the Pink Ranger, you know, shaking her hips or anything. You know, she's gonna be grounded and she's gonna be strong, but still very cute and very feminine. And before you even leave the house, you gotta kind of play in your house and play dress up like a little girl having a tea party. That's what it's all about, is just being 5 years old again, and you put on the oversized boa and the oversized heels, and you kind of just feel it out and find out what works. Word to the wise, I'll give you a little bit of advice. Never, ever go to con without practicing in your shoes. Because if you put on those platform boots and you trip at con, forget about it. They're gonna remember it for years. And I see those girls over and over again and I go, weren't you the female Green Lantern that tripped and fell on her face on 10th Avenue? How you been? Oh, that was like 3 years ago. Yeah, how you been? You're working better in those now? You know? I'm very comfortable in my shoes. Like, I will, before I go do a con, it's just like when if you're an actor or a dancer, I think a dancer would be the best example. You practice in your shoes. Or a model wears those heels for a couple hours before she gets on the runway. It's the same thing with cosplay. Be comfortable in your costume, make sure that it's not gonna fall apart, for one. Make sure your makeup isn't gonna peel or smudge. Be ready for anything, have tape on you. Just be prepared, be a Girl Scout when you are doing female cosplay, because anything can happen. One of those leaf pasties comes off and that's it, you know. I'm going with the boys in blue, so double-sided tape, practice in my shoes, make sure I have extra body paint on me. You never know if it's gonna rain, it's New York. So, little words of advice.